What's up, AfterBuzzers? We're here for Queen of the South, Season 2, Episode 4, El Beso de Judas. We got some traders here cooking up in Sinaloense in Mexico, guys, so tune into the show.
You're tuning into the destination for TV super fan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
I don't know how to dance to this.
I don't know. What do you do?
Usually you do that like you're dancing with someone. It's like back and forth. My dad likes to pull out this.
Oh. Say hi, Dad.
Hey, Dad, how you doing? What's up, guys? Welcome to the Queen of the South After Show. So glad you guys are here to join us. We're talking about Episode 4 today, El Beso de Judas. Oh, a lot to talk about, guys. You can find me, Leslie Ambriz, on Instagram and Twitter at In Less Than No Time, and I'm joined by my super awesome host.
Hi, guys.
Over here.
Back again this week. Everybody, we're complete. We're a group, we're back. But find me on Instagram and Twitter at MO Classified.
And I'm Candice Cruz, and you can find me on all of my social media at Candice R. Cruz. Yeah, the crew's back again, guys.
Yeah, we are.
We went from together to missing you to having a guest.
Definitely.
And then back to the three. The three amigas.
I love it. The three amigas are great.
Amazing. You guys, Güero, James, and Teresa all in one room.
That love triangle, though.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, let's talk about them first off, and then we'll kind of spiral back to everybody.
Okay.
So, do you guys think that James and Teresa are, just based on the end scene and based on next episode's kind of little preview that we got, do you think that's over, or that's something that's gonna just get even more dramatic?
I think it'll be more dramatic.
I think the heat's coming.
Right.
I think she's like, they were so close.
Right.
Every time we
Still
get,
Team James all the way.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I don't
Team
like
James.
Güero.
Yeah,
I don't
think
trust
she can't
him.
quite let go of him, and she's kind of slipping up behind him right now, which I don't like. But at the same time, I think she'll eventually let go. And I don't know. I feel like James is gonna continue to pursue, even though he's seeing what's going on and all of that. I feel like he'll still not take that loss so easily.
I mean,
I think he's gonna work a little harder.
Yeah, because he even said, "I want to protect us," and that us.
There was a lot of us.
There was a lot of us there, and I was like, "Ooh, so it's inclusive." I know that Güero keeps saying, "I love you," but his actions don't prove that. I feel like words are words. I feel like James doesn't have to say the words for you to know.
Right. And
So
I
I'm
feel
just like,
the little looks,
The little
and,
looks
the way that
and the
he's open, yeah.
He was gonna take a bullet for her.
Right. He's like, you
He's
think
like,
that's
you
what
run,
you need, but I'm going to show you what you need.
Yeah, so we're kind of giving you guys.
I'm gonna show you what you need.
I'm gonna show you what you need, girl. Can we also
Okay.
pull up that live chat just to see who else is up and talking to us on YouTube? Yeah, so let's go back then to what kind of brought us to that scene with these guys. So we start the episode with a flashback 36 hours earlier, and it's this anonymous, which we find out is the radio host, the radio station that's playing this song that a banda member had played at a wedding that Epifanio was at, but it was not a very nice song.
I know, it was
I was not
funny
expecting
to me.
that.
Yeah, it was funny. Definitely not a nice song, but definitely funny, and just seeing all the reactions while it was playing. Yeah, I was like, I can't believe, at first I had to it had to register for me, is that what's really going on, or is that what they are really saying? And I'm like, oh wow, that's what they're really saying.
I'm sorry, but why would you be that big of an idiot to write a song about a governor who used to run the cartel? How dumb can you get?
I know.
You're literally being like, I'm a target, come hit me.
Right.
No.
Right. I wonder, if he was put up to that.
I would honestly, my prediction within this episode, and I think we'll see it later on in the season, is that Cortez is the one that's got him to sing the song.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I can see
because we even see him at the end at the radio station, just raising up the volume and kind of basking in it. And I feel like if your friend or who you love so much and you're loyal to doesn't like something because it's hurting them, you wouldn't necessarily be basking in that and enjoying it too.
Well, I definitely don't think they're friends.
No.
I think that Cortez is literally using Epifanio as a step stool. He's putting his foot on top of his head. I'm going to
And we see that this whole episode. I mean, so not only the song is just a small part of it, but we see that he steps over Epifanio and tells Boaz that Manuel Jimenez's brother that he can now do the day-to-day operations as long as he kills his brother in the limo, like right in front of Epifanio.
Couldn't believe that either.
Oh my God! I just like all of us went.
Right.
Oh,
and they always do that to us, like unexpectedly, just like.
Because it's not somewhere that you would you wouldn't have expected it to happen there. You think like, oh, they're in good company, they're together, they're fine. But even Epifanio says, well, the man that killed his own brother, like he's a Judas, and then which brings us to the title of the episode. And then Cortez says, yeah, but he's our Judas. Yeah. So I think later down the line, and let me know if your prediction is different, that we're gonna see Boaz, his betrayal towards Epifanio and Cortez kind of play out.
Against both of them?
I'm hoping it'll be against Cortez, and that'll kind of be his fall a little bit.
I think Boaz isn't as smart as we think he is. Like, his brother was already talking crap about him to Camila, which is probably in turn why Boaz made the decision to, like, off his brother. Yeah. But he was just getting a leg up before his brother did it to himself. But I just don't think he is as calculated as Manuel or business savvy or intelligent, so I think he will be his own demise. I don't think he'll even get a chance to come out.
You think he'll be like a Batman character, like just kill him off right away?
Probably. I don't think they'll have him do his bidding till they won't anymore. And then
so you think his brother would eventually got killed off, but he's gonna get killed off as well?
No, I didn't think Manuel would ever get killed off.
Oh, gotcha.
No.
Okay.
I thought Boaz he was saving himself because Manuel was going to kill him regardless.
Gotcha. Okay.
But I don't think Boaz is smart enough to outsmart Epifanio and the Colonel.
Right.
I think one of them will kill him. I don't think he'll ever go alliance anywhere else.
Okay, I agree.
He won't be around long enough to have a different alliance.
Yeah, probably like second episode maybe. Okay. And then we have Camila and Epifanio back together again.
The little dance.
Yeah.
It was passionate.
I know I'm not supposed to, but I really like them together.
I know. I think they like themselves together as well, but just going through,
the
a
power
little rough
struggle.
patch. Yeah, power struggle indeed. Yeah, power struggle. But yeah, it was interesting seeing them. I feel like nothing went away. Even though they're like in this big war, like the love is still very evident.
I think they'll end up coming back together in order to throw the Colonel off.
That's
a prediction.
Like
they always say, keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. Right. I think that the Colonel will ultimately be an enemy of both parties.
Right.
So
they getting away with it.
They may not hate. They may still hate each other, but your foe is my foe, and I'm going to help you get rid of that person. So it's like, I think that there might be an alliance there.
I can see that.
There's too much spice there to not.
I would like to see that because Camila's business, as we see, is kind of going down the drain. Every time, poor girl, every time she tries to finally get it back up going again, somehow the DEA or somebody else like just stops her in her tracks. So I like that prediction. Candice.
I mean, they kept saying throughout the entire episode of like, but that's my daughter's father or that's my daughter's mother. So I think because of Isabella, I think they're like, she is the uniting force. Right. Whether or not she's happy with either of her parents, she is the bond between the two of them, and they'll be willing to fight to go against anyone that's going to go against their family.
Which is interesting to see that she's the strong point because in the past episodes we've seen her as the one that's the weak point for both of them.
Yeah.
Right.
So now that they've kind of flipped the switch, damn, these writers are good.
Right?
Yeah.
So good.
Isabella, she just wants it to be a perfect world so bad. And I'm just like, can you really believe that your dad is just a changed person?
No, it's not going to happen that way.
Right, but I feel like she's like being like that, naive and just like, my dad's changed. Like, everybody needs to hop on board and believe this with me as well. And
I wouldn't say that she believes it, but I think she wants it to be true so bad that she's just in this kind of delusional state of mind.
And wants everyone else to be in that same state of mind.
And I don't think she knew as much about her father as she thought. I mean, there's always like, our parents are still so much of like this like big thing. Yes, we always have this big idea about our parents of like, we honestly don't know them outside of being our parents. Right. We don't know them as children or as people or as like all these other parts of their life. And I think she had such a facade of her father, and I think that she's getting completely disillusioned now because of that song. Like, you could see the shock on her face, and then it's slowly like puzzle pieces clicking together where she's like, oh. Right. Okay.
Yeah, you don't really realize who your parents are until like a little bit older than what she is right now. Like as you
you start getting to know them as a person.
Yeah, like oh, this is what was really going on. Exactly. And then at the same time, Camila told her like, you'll eventually realize who your dad really is. Like he's not who you think he is right now, but once you realize, you'll think of me and you'll be, you'll figure out where I'm coming from right now.
And I think that song played an important part. That song just very symbolic in this episode right on time. For sure.
I think she'll start having to accept them. Like both of her parents are in the same business. Like that's the reason why she has a roof over her head. And I think as much as she's pissed right now, I think as she's coming to the realization and a coming of age, I think she's also going to start being like,
they are who they are.
You know what? That is what it is, and I'm going to get on board too.
Yeah.
I mean, you might as well.
Yeah.
She's the narcos princess.
Oh, she might own up to it.
Maybe.
I hope so.
Possibly. I mean, we have Quique, who's introduced. He's a part of the Jimenez family, though.
Yes. Which we also heard a little bit last week from our guest.
Right. And she said this episode.
Yeah, so we have Michel Duval, who's a telenovela actor and musician. So he's kind of bringing his crowd over to Queen of the South, which is nice. Because even Rosie talked about how telenovela stars have this, like, national...
Right. International. It's huge.
Yeah, thank you. International, worldwide following. So the fact that that's being brought on a national basis with USA is really cool. I mean, I'm excited to see kind of the little star-crossed lovers storyline between them two.
Right. Ooh, I didn't think about that. Yes. Ooh.
It'll be fun.
I didn't realize, like he was at the wedding. Like I should have put that together.
No, it's okay. It was very like subtle.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Thank you. I was like, wait a second. Oh, yeah, they are really.
No, it's as I was like writing and like putting like last names in like in my notes. I was like, oh yeah, Jimenez cartel.
Yeah.
And he said about his cousin who had called her the narcos princesa that was there. We have Russell. Thanks for joining us today in the chat.
Hey, Russell.
He goes. He was shocked when Boaz killed his brother. Us too. And then I liked Manuel, and he says, I liked Manuel, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I was seeing some sexual tension between Camila and Manuel. Yeah. I think that's just Camila having...
that essence.
Yeah. Right. She's just a very, like, sexy woman, and she uses that to her advantage.
I think power is sexy.
Yeah.
And she evokes it completely. Like, she owns herself. So I think she's letting all the men be her pawns. So
exactly,
of course there's going to be some sexual tension.
Like, if the men aren't strong enough, like, they could succumb to it.
She knows it's going to bring him down.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And she uses that.
He's down now.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Moment of silence. Oh, my gosh. And going back to Cortez real quick, that assassination attempt, we get told that Boaz tipped off Cortez that it was Manuel's cartel. I think that's a big fat lie.
I think it's the Colonel. I think it's Cortez. I think he is completely like... he's after Epifanio. Of course he is.
I honestly wouldn't doubt it if he saw the chemistry again between Camila and Epifanio at the wedding. And that's when he kind of jumped quickly to Boaz and came up with this backup master plan saying, well, I can't blame it on Camila anymore because you're not going to turn your back on her. So let me turn it on this other rival cartel.
Right. Yeah. He probably thought what him and Camila had was just like completely done. And it's like, oh no, like they're entwined apart, or they're not as war as I thought they were.
Like they about to make love on the dance floor,
right?
So like, let me reapproach.
I did like the line that Camila said, and she's always full of like the most amazing lines in the whole show. Yeah. But when she said, "I can smell his ambition from here," like that, I think is the reason why it informed my like vision of these two having an alliance, because they know, like. There's no one more like power hungry than someone that's like trying to like one up everything. Like if he's that ambitious, he's willing to do anything and whatever it takes.
Exactly.
Yeah, nobody likes people like that.
Right. They usually gonna kill herself off.
Eventually.
Yeah.
I'll be so happy when Cortez is gone, to be honest.
Yeah. Seriously.
I know that last week Sandy said he's like the nicest person on set and just so full of all this wisdom, but as a character.
Exactly. We don't know you Offset.
Yeah. Well, I did see all their social media recently, and like she was at I think it was his birthday or like a family member's birthday, and there was like videos, and I saw him and I automatically like had chills. I was like, oh no. But he seemed so sweet. He was so happy. They were cooking out. So yes, I'm sure he's a very nice person.
Gives a nice nod to his acting
in
a
exactly.
positive way. Yeah, that we're able to hate him so much.
Right. It's like that weird like when someone smiles and it's an evil smile, it just gives you chills.
Yeah.
It's like, ooh,
like you can tell. I feel like you can read a lot in how like people's reactions and expressions and in their eyes, and he definitely sells it.
Right. Yeah, he does.
With every one of them. And then we have the next other storyline on the other side going on in Dallas, Texas. We have Teresa and Güero. This storyline that, dear God, I did not think he was going to go this way.
Right,
there you go. Drink it up, girl. Because everyone knows that Güero's alive now. Right. Everybody. And Bote tries to knock some sense into Teresa.
Right.
So what did you guys think of that scene when she what was your initial reaction when she opened the door and you saw Bote kind of with a gun to her head?
She's slipping. That's what I was thinking. Like, you're really slipping. Like, you're not, what is it? Tying the ends, or, just like, there are a lot of loose ends pretty much. But I also feel like people are sparing her. Like, she could have been killed off by now too. Like, they don't really give second chances. Yeah. So I feel like they're sparing her for some reason.
I mean, she's an asset. Like, they're going to keep her because of it. Because of that, and because she's a good person. Like,
but you know the cartel, they don't care about a good person,
right? But
they don't care about second chances.
Yes, and I also believe because she's a good person and she's making these moves, she justifies them. Like, if their person's not getting killed, there's a reason why, and she has a plan. She's not going to do that unless she knows she's saving her own ass at the same time too. Like, she's not going to put her ass out on a plate because of that. But I don't know. I really liked the way, like, Pote is protecting her. Like, he's the only one I think she can really trust.
Her ride or die.
Right.
As Rosie said
I don't even think she can do that with James. Like, as much as James loves her. No! James is completely for Camilla.
Right.
Like, if she...
That's tough.
I think
she could be like that with James.
Switch over.
I would love to see him switch over, but I don't think he's there yet.
Maybe a little more life-threatening situations to make him
switch over to Teresa's side.
Yeah, that would be the best. And I like what you said, how she's always out just to like kind of save her own ass. I think that we see that selfish side of her creeping in even more. Because it's out of the kindness of her heart and wanting to be good, but we have to remember that she's also the one that will end up, as the DA agent said, in a federal hole if she also gets caught.
And she knows that.
Yeah.
Like, she's not willing to, like, go down without a fight. Right. So, yeah, I don't know.
I wonder, it'll be interesting to see if they do. I know we saw a little bit of a Teresa versus Güero, but it'll be interesting to see that more on an epic, like, scale where she really has to choose, like, am I going to give myself up to save him in a situation, or am I going to let him kind of fall down?
I think
she's not gonna give herself up. Yeah, never.
It'll be whittled down before her for sure.
I'm interested to see if that happens during this next episode because the previews looked like, it's getting intense, guys. I don't know how you guys felt about seeing the previews, but I was like anticipating the next episode already.
We'll definitely discuss all that in predictions because I feel like we all have a lot to say about that. And then, we got Isabella. We got it was a good episode, but it was very it was condensed very well, where we can kind of break it up into little sections. So the DA agent, the guy, I didn't grab his name.
Which one?
The one that got shot.
Long hair. He got shot.
Yeah, I can't remember his name. I'll have to look it up.
I'll
look it up.
The hipster looking DA agent. He literally looks like he would kick back like a PBR.
Oh, I'm sure he probably does on the job.
Most
to be
likely.
honest.
But Güero shoots him down. That we see. So I see that Güero is willing to. He's not the selfish one. It seems in this point. Which I always thought he was.
Right.
He's willing to put Teresa over himself.
Right. Well, I'm still not sure about that either.
Okay.
Agreed.
Yeah, I feel like he put her over them, the DA and all of their crew, but I still don't think he would completely put her over himself.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think everybody's out for number one right now.
Yeah. I don't think
except for James. James is the only one that would lay his life down for Camila or Teresa.
Right.
I honestly, though, and I'm going to be the completely alone here now that I know your guys' opinion. But I think that both guys right now, it's Teresa is their whole world. As long as they can save her, that's all that matters to each of them at this point. And I'm sure it'll be tested later on. And one of us will be right, and then we'll laugh at the other person next time that we find out. No, just kidding. All love here.
Like, how did y'all feel about, I don't know, what do you think that James was feeling when he just saw, like, Teresa taken up for Widow?
Oh, you could see his face.
Seeing them, like, walk away, you know, together. Like, she followed him. He was like, come on, guys, let's go this way. And she's just like, without a doubt, like, I'm following Widow.
I want to say it was like a 5-second moment of him like, damn it. And then the other second of like, okay, let's shrug it off. I'm good. Because he did say he's like ex-military in the last episode. Last episode he did say that. You know, so I feel like he's willing to compartmentalize his feelings.
Right.
Like he knows, okay, this is work now.
Right. It's the time.
Can't be with her, but I need to get the hell out of here and save my own butt.
Finnerman.
That's it. What's his name?
The DEA's name is Finnerman.
Finnerman. Okay.
It's
honestly, when you said it right now, it sounded like a whole different language.
Would have never got it.
She's switching over to something.
Yes, I don't know what I'm switching over to tonight. I was really, like, when I get hung on something, I have to find it.
No,
IMDb is my best friend.
Yeah. No, I'm glad that you were able to do that. Thank you so much. Candice is like the #1, like, social media, like, researcher, look up something fast, researcher. Yeah, last time she was like with the questions, like, real quick.
Phone under the pocket. I got all the computer gadgets.
I love it. You got it set. And then we do see, again, it's funny how everything goes back to Cortez in this episode. With the Jimenez cartel that was going to give 200 kilos of cocaine to Camila. So they set up, but it turns out that Boaz sent Rivas, which was one of the Jimenez cartel's men, to tip off the DEA.
Right.
So does that kind of counteract what you were thinking about, though, with, like, with Cortez saying that he picked Boaz, like, last minute? Or do you think he was already planning it and just kind of, like, said that he did the assassination attempt?
I think it was planned by Cortez for sure. Yeah, I mean, I still think that we might see Boaz become like somewhat of an important character, whether it's for like I think maybe for the whole season or whether it's for a few episodes, one episode. Yeah, but I think that we've seen his kind of like drunken, dumb side, but with this show, like you have to give everybody the benefit of the doubt because you don't know like the power within that they have.
I mean, he killed his brother.
Yeah,
that's true.
He's willing to kill his own brother. Like that to me shows that he's willing to do anything.
Yeah, that's true.
So whether it's him working by himself or he grabs somebody else who's more powerful to kind of try to take over Cortez, that's what I see. But
what happened? Emily, is it Kia?
Emily Kiss.
What happened to James' girlfriend, wife?
Oh no, she's irrelevant now, I guess.
Yeah, wait, did we talk about that? And am I missing something? Was there anything talked about that in this episode?
No, there was nothing about her. I think Emily's just wondering, like,
got it.
Maybe she'll
sorry, Emily.
Yeah, maybe, like, she'll become an important part of one episode.
She might, or sometimes you've seen, like, in shows where you have this character that might have had, like, a lot of holds for, like, one season, and then they just completely disappear.
Right.
Kind of fall off the face of the earth.
I could see her possibly coming back to intrude him into Teresa's love affair, you know, just like when you think everything is going all smooth and stuff, and they might make it happen and might make it work, and she just like,
wait, I didn't even know she existed. Did I miss something?
The girlfriend, I think she was more evident in last season.
Yes, okay, that's a throwback. Sorry, I was like, wait a second, I haven't seen her all season.
No,
I'm missing something.
Okay, you're good. Yeah, I would like to see that then if they do bring her back. Because they always do that in these, like, will they, won't they?
Right.
Some random character out of the woods that you completely forgot about comes in at the last minute.
Right, to interrupt what you thought was going to be, like, a perfect little
love story.
Pause
for a little love affair.
Seriously. I mean, I feel like that's pretty much everything that happened in this episode. Shall we jump into predictions?
Yeah, I mean, what I really loved, like you said, it was condensed, but I think they're going so much more into character development in this episode, and I think it was definitely, like, I always feel like there's a necessariness of at least one episode where you're like building more of the backstory and like character depth. Like I really feel like Isabella's going to come into her own in the next few episodes just because relationship, number one, like you're going to date someone that's part of the cartel, another cartel. Like I think that might twist. You know, when you're in high school and you're dating someone, everything changes. Yeah. But like I loved seeing her development and seeing Epifanio and Camila's development, so I was really pleased with this episode. Actually, there wasn't as much action, but Right. I definitely enjoyed it. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
No, that's right though. Every series does have that one episode that kind of sets it up.
You kind of have to, so that way they're you're not throwing in all these random storylines while there's a bunch of action going on. You have a little bit of oh, so that was all set up for something that's happening in 4 episodes from now that we need to have.
Definitely.
Yeah, so it was a good little plateau, but with a lot of info.
Exactly.
With a lot of info. I like it.
All up in there.
Yeah, they stuffed it in.
No, for real. So definitely a lot of character development that I feel like we've gone over, but let's jump into those predictions real quick.
Mine is a prediction, but not a prediction.
Oh, here we go. There it is.
Mo,
I was waiting for it.
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
That just makes me feel like they're gonna come true with this music.
Right. Makes it feel like Halloween.
Yeah, right? We just bust down in costumes, but then that.
They did have some masks, though. Those were kind of cool.
Those were
There was 1, 2, boom. It was just really slick.
We should wear them next week.
We should find some. Yeah. Guys, if you guys know where to find masks like that, hit us up. Because I want to.
I feel like no one's going to watch. They're going to tune in and be like,
no, they will. They will.
No, they're going to be like, I can't see that. What's going on?
Right.
Mo, you said you had a prediction.
Yeah, somewhat of a prediction. I'm just trying to figure out or wondering how they're going to treat Wedo now that he's trying to be a part of the team, but I just feel like they're not convinced. And we heard in the next episode she's saying you can only have a certain amount of time with him, in one day or something. So it's just obvious they don't want them together, but we just need you for this little plug here, and then we're gonna throw you out. I don't know how they're gonna throw him out. That's gonna be interesting. Will they kill him off, or what? And will Teresa have to go down with him, or how is this gonna take a toll on her and Camila's relationship?
There is in the little preview that we got. He says something "Oh, I don't think they want me to leave Bolivia."
Right, right, and that's what I'm thinking. They're gonna try to trap him there or something like that. Somehow, some way.
Candice?
I don't know. I feel like Camila is very much about loyalty, right? And she's very much about the game, essentially. So I feel like if he proves himself to be a worthy person or a good pawn until he's expired and he has no more use, I think she's going to use him till she can't use him anymore. Right. So if he proves himself on this next trip, I think he'll be there. But I think if he interferes with Teresa and starts having that thing, I think Camila's just going to be done with it. She is not one to let romance come in the way of her business. Yeah. And if that happens, I think she'll just be done with it. So I don't know, to be honest with you. I could also see it going another way where they form an alliance, Camila and Guido, and then Teresa changes her tune. I don't know.
Because we do see she does end up by herself with only Pote at the end of the show.
So what if Guido becomes Camila's alliance and then they somehow split off into separate cartels?
What if they fall in love?
I don't know about that.
Then he has to deal with Epifanio. I would not want to get in.
Yeah,
I don't think she can she wants a younger man. I think she wants
she wants power.
But you never know, because that's also a plot twist in some storylines or series. It's the powerful woman might not want the powerful man. They just want somebody,
like a toy
of lower stature. Yeah, all powerful
I hate saying
women
that.
don't
I'm sorry.
Want that. Yeah.
That sounded really rude. I apologize.
You're speaking about characters. You're
this
fine.
Is true.
Yeah.
This is true.
Candice would not normally speak about.
We got some more predictions in the chat.
Oh, are there more?
Russell says, my prediction is that Teresa is going to kill the DEA informant before she gets crowned queen.
That's true, because we still have...
So killing Guido, correct, Russell? I believe. Yes, because Guido is a DEA informant. We're not talking about the other girl.
We also have the other DEA agent who's now even more... I feel like it's going to be him versus Wedo will be another storyline that we see.
The one that came to save.
The one that came
Finnerman.
with Finnerman.
Yes. Yeah. What if the DEA ends up offing Guido? What if he's the one that comes after for a vendetta and knocks him out?
Yeah. That would be interesting. Yeah.
Possibly.
So many ways that Wedo could
die.
Right?
Guido is not safe at all. Right. Run away.
He should have. He
should have ran.
He should have.
Yes. With a margarita in hand.
I forgot. Were any of you guys scared for Teresa when she lied to Camila? And I definitely was. I was like, oh my gosh. but that Camila would ask him the same question.
I was
and
too.
he would answer wrong.
Oh,
I was thinking the same
my
thing.
God.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
I thought Camila was just going to well, we know that Teresa is not going to die.
Right.
Like, we know that.
Right.
I have that safety in my heart that I know that she's not going to die right now. But
she was thinking so like really quickly though. She's just like, no, I didn't know, and I was just like, oh my gosh.
I was like, you should
don't lie to Camila.
Yeah, don't lie to her.
no, she'll sniff it out.
Right.
I feel like she knew in that moment too.
Right.
She's like,
okay.
Like she's too important for her to
Right.
kill her, but she did
Don't
give her
think
that
you
little
played
threat
with it.
of
Yeah.
like, oh, I guess we'll only dig one hole today then.
Right. But she did pick right. At least she picked Camila's side, so I think that's why she's getting a little bit of grace.
Yeah. I mean, and even going back to what you were saying about Wedo, I could totally see it happen with that, actually combining both of your predictions, where it does become Camila and Wedo kind of building that alliance, because Wedo has kind of gone through all these different events like Teresa did in season 1 of just building up his trust with Camila.
Right.
Yeah.
Because remember, Camila did put Teresa in all these situations where she could have been killed like every single time, even
Right.
within that first episode where she had to swallow
All the packets.
all the little packets of Coke. Yeah, so I don't know. I feel like these two could come true big
Right.
time.
Predictions.
I definitely see them. Yeah, and I going my prediction. Or Candice, do you have a separate one besides
No.
the Wedo thing?
No, I think I've kind of touched on a little bit of everybody already. So, yeah.
Awesome. Mine is with Isabella. Again, I see her character, just like you said, her character development is so strong. She's going to rise up, and I feel like she will be that Narcos Princesa when she comes to realize that
Right.
this is my family,
Yeah.
this is the life I'm stuck in, so better own it and become the powerful woman that I see my mother becoming.
And if she's smart, I think Isabella should use her front that she has as the cute little, like, I don't do anything wrong. Yeah, the innocence. If she keeps her innocence, she's gold.
Definitely.
Because
I agree.
she's a gorgeous girl and she can manipulate her power that way versus, like, she doesn't have to necessarily walk in and be like, oomph, I'm here.
Right.
She can also be the one, oh, hi, and doing all this, and then like, no, don't mess with me.
Got
Damn.
you.
Do you know who I'm playing with? I got 2 parents. Yep,
Yeah.
I'm winning.
Yep, I can see that.
Two-faced, man.
Yeah, I would love that.
Two-faced.
I think she would be like, she would be a snake.
Right.
She could be so powerful within all of it.
Yeah.
I think.
And
so,
she
too.
has, I feel like Sandy does a good job of playing her, where she
Yeah, she
does,
does.
even though we see a lot of expressions within Isabella, more than words.
Yeah.
Especially when they're
Yeah.
playing the song, when she's talking to her mom, their
Right.
camera always pans back to her
Right.
and her expressions, and that's something that those expressions could change to become that evil smile, like we saw
Right.
with Cortez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it did, I mean, going back a little bit to the episode, not predictions, but it broke my heart when Epifanio started, I think he started crying on the way home. And
I
maybe
didn't
it was
catch
just
that.
me, but like he was riding home with Isabella and put his hand on hers and she pulls it out. And he literally like goes like this and like looks out the window. And anytime I see a grown man like cry like that, I
Right.
just want to
Wanna
sob
cry.
and like
Yeah.
hold them. So I just feel like maybe I was wrong. Maybe he was just like holding it in, but I could have sworn he was like crying and didn't want her to see.
I
But,
hope
like,
what you're saying is right, because that would add so much more. We've seen the
Yeah.
weak side of Camila. We haven't really seen the weak side of Epifanio.
I mean, that's his little girl.
Right, that is
like
his weak
he,
side.
he even said like, I just want my daughter to be proud of me.
Right.
And I think that's what any like father or mother wants, is that their children are proud of them and will like continue on their legacy. And like the fact
Continue
that
to
she's
look at them as a hero. you
yeah,
know?
anger is one thing, but disappointment, it just guts you. I feel like her being disappointed in him is even the reason why he was like, I don't want to ever hear that song again, because he
Right.
saw that
Like
on
he's
her
a failure,
face.
you know, a failure at life.
He
failure
did.
at
That does
parenting.
play into the conversation though that he had with her at the beginning of the episode about how he just wants her to be proud of him.
Right.
So I can see that. I hope I'm gonna go back and watch that because I hope that's right.
Right.
And let's see, we have back in Emily and Russell, very faithful.
You guys
followers.
are
Thank
awesome.
you.
I love all the people that tune in and all the people that tuned in last week too.
Yeah. So
That's great.
Emily's asking, so did she really give her trust to Teresa? I'm
Whoa.
thinking
Are we
she
talking
means
about Camila?
Yeah. I want to say,
I think yes.
No, I think they're saying that
but it's
Camila
limited.
Yeah.
But it's limited.
Of course, everything's always limited for her. I think, again, like if James ever betrayed her, it would be the same thing.
She'd kill him in an instant.
Yeah, exactly. So I think she has as much trust as she possibly can ever like get.
Exactly.
Yeah. She's
never gonna fully trust anybody. That's probably like a rule of the game. Like
she doesn't even trust her own husband.
100%.
No,
trust
you
anybody.
know what I'd like to see is Teresa. We're going back to your prediction because I like it.
Let's
Ready? So, Teresa, James, and Pote versus Camila and Güero.
Whoa.
Ooh,
I like that.
You know that'd be good. Writers, if you want to take that.
Hey, yeah, writers, if you're listening, can you like do a little favor for us and slip that in there?
Right.
Thanks.
Please, because that would be that would be so much drama.
It would be, yeah.
I'd be
Camila
watching
just
like
swears
this the whole
by
time.
them both, and it's just like when they both turn on you, wow.
That'd be intense. And then because I really want to see Camila fall.
I mean, I think she's going to. It's just a matter of time.
I just want to see it already.
Her weakness is coming, and you can see it in her eyes too. Like when she's like, "This is our last chance. Like this is the only way to come back."
Right.
Like you realize that she's scared out of her mind.
Right. Everything is failing.
Ugh.
Nothing's working out.
What about King? Like King hasn't been back for a while. King George.
King George.
He hasn't been back in a while. Like what's he doing?
They'll bring
They
him
have
back.
it I'm sure, but
We just need to see. I feel like now that this hasn't worked, maybe
Go back to
next
King
episode
George.
he'll have something to do with like the Bolivia thing, or if the Bolivia thing falls through, that's when George will come into play.
Okay, I can see that. Yeah, after Bolivia doesn't fall through.
Yeah. Bolivia was kind of random, I feel.
Yeah.
Somebody in the chat said Bolivia reminded them of
Scarface.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt it if the show is pulling from like Scarface.
Yeah, all the drug cartel movies.
I started watching. Sorry guys, we've kind of gone off predictions, but we're just talking freely now. I started watching Narcos.
Okay.
Just
I
to
haven't seen
kind
it
of,
yet.
because I felt like people kept saying there's so many similarities, so many things, and John Michael Ecker is actually in Narcos within the first 2 episodes.
Oh.
Yeah, I haven't watched more than 2 episodes, but he plays a very important role in that.
Right.
So I thought that was cool. I was like, dang, he only in the drug cartel shows.
They
What's
probably
going
saw his
on?
performance and said, that's what we need.
There's a lot of drug cartel shows right now, like Narcos, Queen of the South. Another one's coming out.
Right.
Snowfall.
Oh, yeah,
We saw a preview watching Queen of the South, so that's another one. So it's just like there's a popularity going on right now.
And it's all cocaine.
It's all cocaine.
Like that, only that drug. Not that I know many drugs. Hi, Mom. No, I promise I don't. I'm totally. That was a joke.
She doesn't know any drugs.
That was a really bad joke. I should never make
I
that
love
again.
you. That was adorable. Hi, Mom. Sorry, I know you're watching.
Hey, anyways, I feel like that's covered pretty much everything. Predictions.
Yeah.
Any last predictions you guys have to throw in there?
No, not really.
No.
Okay.
No, I mean I just love the show so much. I say that every week, but like
Right.
I'd love to get some more of the stars on here.
Yeah.
It was so much fun having Sandy and Rosie in the studio last week. They were great, like
Right.
great commentary. It was
Exactly.
amazing.
So much fun.
So much
Energy.
fun, and I just really want to have like more of them on board. So
Right.
if you're out there, guys, come on over and have a conversation with us.
Seriously, please sit here. We won't be weird. I know we said like a lot of jokes about like the guys on the show last week,
Right.
but I swear
We're
we're
probably
very professional.
Stay away.
But yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you weren't in the chat and you still want to contribute to the conversation, go ahead, go on the comments, leave us your predictions, leave us your reactions to what happened in the episode. And you can also listen to us while you're driving in your car. You can podcast us through iTunes, through Stitcher, pretty much anywhere that you can find a podcast. And if you're at home, just watch it on the big screen on YouTube with that Apple TV. No, we're not sponsored by Apple TV. That's just my own thing.
Right.
Anyways, guys, my name is Leslie Ambriz. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at In Less Than No Time.
Yes, and I would say give us 5 stars on iTunes if you can, if you would, please. But I'm Mo, and follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MOClassified.
And I'm going to add to that, go like and subscribe to this. I always like going and liking all of our videos, so please go ahead and do that. You guys are awesome. Again, my name is Candice Cruz, and you can find me on all of my social media at Candice R. Cruz.
See you guys.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.